Hey people, it is Sunday, and it is a little later in the evening if I could see my watch, which is hard to do. Yeah, it is what? Ooh, almost 6 o'clock. So, I haven't made a video in a while. It's because, honestly, I've just kind of taken a break. I wanted to live a little more presently this weekend, my days off here. And what I mean by that is I've noticed when I'm not filming and I'm really more focused on my environment instead of the phone and the camera and talking to you guys, I just seem to pick up a lot more out here and feel like a deeper sense of a connection. So I spent some time just by myself out here quite a bit. And, excuse me, I turned on the, excuse me, that went down the wrong pipe or something. I turned on the camera a couple times. Got like some woodpeckers. I saw some, which is really rare. I can't believe that these 2 woodpeckers showed up and started pecking away at the tree right underneath where I was standing. So I had to turn on the camera there. And I spooked some deer, actually right up the road. We're almost to the spot where that happened. Better keep an eye out. But, yeah, I was just being observant, just living in the moment. I really wanted to just, like I said, picture this, picture going to a concert, and I'm guilty of this. Like, I do this. I just was at concerts and did this. But picture being at a concert and, holding up your phone and filming or putting it in your pocket and dancing, right? That's the difference to me. Which, I mean, you can dance with your phone out, too. You can have your phone out and film and dance, which I do that, too. But it's not exactly the same. You're not fully focused. Your attention's divided, right? It's a little divided, even if it's only 80-20 or something, and you're mostly dancing. But so I wanted 100% attention. And I was given treats. I was visited by a lot of different, more rare birds and animals closer than normal. Although I was sitting still too, which I thought would help. I didn't just keep walking. I usually always just walk, hiking, but I picked spots and just stopped for 10 minutes, 20 minutes in silence. And the animals came out. I mean, they came out all over around me. It was amazing. So, that's the deal. No, not much filming. I was going to talk about something a little different today, because going on my Twitter, man, and it's weird that I saw 2 or 3 of these videos today. I think 3 of them, and I haven't seen them in a long time. I mean, I block them all. I tell Twitter, I don't really block, but I tell Twitter, I don't like this, see less of stuff like this when I see them. And honestly, I haven't seen one in a long time, but it's videos of people doing awful shit to each other, right? And usually, it's usually it's got some sort of racial tension to it, or ethnical, or religious, or a left versus right political, and it's meant to separate and divide people, and I really don't like to see it. It doesn't get to me. I mean, I can tell it's so easy to tell that it's fake. I mean, it's really, really easy, I'm telling you, from my perspective. I mean, if you don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you to believe me, but when I see these things, man, it's within seconds, it's oh my God, that is fucking fake, they're acting, and which they are. They almost all of them are. That's why I'm saying, people, don't let that shit get to you. That shit is fake. People make those They make that drama and that hate on purpose because it gets your attention, because it gets so much attention and likes and reshares and comments, and that is exactly why they keep making it. And some of it might even have a worse intent. Some people might not make it just for the views. Some people might actually make it because they intentionally they really do want to create that division. They might serve their agenda in some way for that division to be there, if you know what I mean. They might somehow profit off of that or something. So just don't, I just don't, like I say, I don't do them, and I block them. And if I end up following an account that kind of overly shares that type of stuff, like I tend to unfollow them, or at least put them on silent, so I don't see their stuff in my feed. Honestly, it's just fake. It's propaganda, and it's meant to fucking manipulate you. Either way, if it's meant to make you to upset you and get you divided for some other agenda, it's meant to manipulate you. Or even if it's just to get a view from you, a reaction, because it'll get your attention, and that's still manipulating you because it was not true. Unless they said, this movie, this film, this short, you know what I mean? This acting out thing, our little skit, that'd be different. I mean, that's, it's entertainment. It is what it is, and and you don't take it the same, you won't take it the same way as if you think it's real. And it creates this big division in our country. It makes a lot of hate. It really breeds a lot of hate in people. A lot of people believe it. They do. Lots and lots of people. Probably 90% of the people that watch those think they're real and take that from it, and breeds this hate in them. They think that this is getting common in the world and something's going on and they got to do something about it, I would say to you, if it's true, just you start filming it and observing it and pointing it out in your own reality. And let's see it. Let's see the evidence. I turned off my television in 2013 in the news, because that's about the year I started to become totally convinced that it was all kind of fake and meant to sway my opinion, manipulate my consciousness, and somebody maybe trying to create a reality that was different than the one that we had. And it wasn't a good one. So what I did was I turned it all off and I blocked it all out, right? And a couple things happened. First, one of the things that happened is it became really fucking easy to see how fake it is. If you turn off your TV for 5 or 6 years and don't watch it at all, and then flip it on and watch the news and shit, it is so, you can see right through everybody. It's so fake. It's so not real, because one thing, it feels kind of real because you watch it all the time and it's normal to you, so that's real to you. That fake shit that they're projecting out of there seems real to you because you've been watching it since you were born, since you were a kid, it's been running in the in the room. So to you, it seems normal and real, but it's not. You turn that shit off for 5 or 6 years, I'm telling you, even maybe 2 or 3 years or something, and then you live in reality. And what I'm saying about those videos and stuff is I don't ever see people behave that way. I mean, maybe once or twice in my life, and I'm 48 years old, so I saw something like that in public, and I'm kind of a hermit now. But I have been far from that my whole life. I've been around. I've traveled from coast to coast many times, and I get out to a lot of concerts. I do things. I used to be really active. When I was a kid, before smartphones, when we actually had little black books, address books to keep all our friends' phone numbers in, I had hundreds of friends at one point in time. I used to be kind of a popular guy. I used to sell weed. Probably was a big part of it. That gained me a lot of acquaintances, okay? Introduced me to a lot of people, mostly all the same crowd in a way, but yeah, a lot of people. And I've been social a lot of my life until recently, and I still get out. I've been to a couple concerts and shit this summer. I've been out. I've been doing things. I get out there every day. I don't eat at home. I don't cook. I go out every day and eat at some restaurant, usually somewhere. Once in a while I get delivery, but I usually go out. That's a way to get out of the house. So, what I'm saying is, let me get to the point. I'm high. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but is you don't see this shit in public. And if you do, then it's like I said, point it out. But I don't see that shit in public at all. I don't see people treating each other that way. I don't see any of these ridiculous scenarios ever happen. I never see people, because on these videos, you're like, oh my God. Like, the one person is usually obviously like, and so in the wrong, and you're like, how could somebody think that way? They don't. People don't think that way unless they're like maybe like completely mentally unstable or something and like need help. Like they don't, right? It's not a common thing. This isn't normal. It's not the way you should think as society. It's not the vision you should have in your head about what the public is like. It just isn't out there. When I have turned it all off, I haven't seen it. The only place I've noticed I've ever seen it is on fucking Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and the news. I don't see it. I ain't ever seen nobody at the airport do the crazy shit I see on there. I ain't never seen nobody at the store do that shit. I ain't never seen nobody out in traffic doing the shit sometimes they show or this or that. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have any friends either that do. I don't ever talk to a friend and they ever bring up, oh my God, I couldn't believe this lady at the store was like doing this or this. Like, I don't see it. So I don't believe it's reality. And I think, like I said, I think it breeds a lot of hate and division that isn't really there. It's false. It's a falsely created hate and division that a lot of people are kind of trapped in and fall for, blocked up from this lie vision, right? It's telling lies to your vision, lie vision. It's probably why they have it. Honestly, almost anything like that, it's probably pretty much run by the total top. There's like 2 stations or 2 companies or something that own like all the stations, all like 1,000 stations or something combined is like 2 or 3 companies at the top. And they're in with the government, so not even just our government, it's bigger than that, people. It's the world government. There is a world leader that probably is a hidden like world. Like, our government's not the end all, the top of the pyramid. It really isn't. I don't think it is. It just isn't. But try not to fall for the video. Try to look. Try to see through it. And try to pay attention to see. Just think to yourself, how often, or do you ever see that? When you're watching that shit on there in your feed, if you're one of them into them and you're commenting on them and getting worked up and, oh, those people, blah, 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 those people, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of comments, like, then let me see it. Do you? That's what I'm saying. Stop, think. Do you see it? Or is this the only place you see it? Or do you really see it in your environment? Am I wrong? Is that becoming widespread and, some crazy thing? But I don't know, people. I don't think it's widespread. I don't think that's how people really are and behave. There's always an exception to the rule. Nothing's 100%, but I think the percentage of people that actually might ever do those things you're watching are just as small and minuscule and minute occurrence as they ever have been, pretty much. Except maybe like Yeah, it probably is. I'm even thinking stuff like drug addicts and stuff, like inner city stuff, weird, those crimes, those real bad areas. Like, I think they've even always had those. There's always been addicts. There were opium dens hundreds, thousands of years ago, and there's always been that. So I'm pretty sure nothing's much different than ever. But, yeah, think about it. Stop, observe, reflect. See if that's your reality, or reality that you know of, or your friends, you know, relay to you or talk about, like, that they see, or if the only place you're picking it up is from those fucking media sources. I think, you know, that would be my thing, my advice, the question to ask. It's a question. It's not an answer. I don't give the answer. I'm telling you, that's the question to ask. So, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you have a really good night. And I am going to sign out and stop and chill up here and see if I can't catch some more cool birds. So, peace out, people.